Hello, and welcome to the second annual International Virtual Dada Festival. This is our session 4, and this is the Americas Dada Superstars Part 2. So we have our book is our journal, Maintenant 15.
I'm Cat Georges. That's Peter Karloftis.
That's right. I'm Peter Karloftis.
We're Free Rooms Press.
Free Rooms Press.
Right.
Okay. And we are the
plagiarists.
We stole the last plague from 100 years ago. We took each germ, we brought it back to today, and we've now turned everything into art and poetry and words. And we've taken each germ and repurposed it on the earth. As the plagiarist, it's stolen. And we did the stealing. And this is our book, Maintenant 15, a journal of contemporary Dada writing and art.
Who's on the cover, Peter?
The cover is Adele Rodriguez. He's a Cuban-American artist. He's very hot at this time. If you look around, a lot of covers of magazines are by him. And if you look at the cover, and if you've looked in the mirror over the last 18 months, I'm sure you can recognize that fractured soul there in yourself. So this is our journal. And we have a lot of great contributors from inside this journal, which contains 240 artists and writers from 6 continents, 33 countries. Next year, we will have Antarctica, too, an artist from Antarctica. So we will have all 7 continents covered.
And if you love Dada, you can get this journal from a very simple link, bit.ly/Dada now. It's also available on Amazon and Barnes & Noble and all that stuff. But you want to buy from us, it's bit.ly/The
Plagiarist.
Dada now, The Plagiarist. So, why don't we tell people about what the theme is of this issue?
The theme of this issue is humanity, the reboot. After 2020, we certainly needed to reboot humanity in a certain way, and in our way is an artistic way, in the ways that expose the foibles and faults of humanity, and how we will, survive creatively doing that. That's where the fault lies in our creativity, and we're going to continue to create those fault lines here. And I will read the intro to Maintenant 15, and then we will get on with our performers. So, introduction, humanity, the reboot. Reboot humanity, ha! With irreversible climate change, bottomless inequality, blatant warmongering, self-obsessed authoritarianism, and a widespread pandemic, who needs the same world now? Who needs it? We don't need the same world now. The Beckett quote, failed better, may have held some significance in the latter stage of the last century. But at this terminus of existence, it would be impossible for humanity to fail any better. The pinnacle of failure is ours to behold. And we must celebrate, as we do here, by creating that which fully reveals the extent of ruin humanity has inflicted upon our planet. Now, we fail best.
All right. Yeah. So, how are we going to fail best tonight?
We're going to have some wonderful contributors to the magazine, to the journal, and we'll all be presenting their pieces and other accoutrement to the theme, Humanity, the Reboot. So, without further ado, let's bring up our first performer, who is from Argentina, right? Mado, Reznik, please. Hey, Mado.
How are you?
All right.
Well, actually, I'm from Argentina, but I'm in Mexico now. So.
From Argentina, but in Mexico. Where are you at in Mexico?
In Mexico City, actually, now.
Very good. So we're going to let you take it. It's all yours.
Okay.
Thank you. Well, I'm so glad to be again with you guys at Maintenant. Yeah. And what I've done is this digital collage. And I think it's wonderful to be with a piece from the text from by Nika Ray. I think it really matches so good. Let me see. So I'm wearing a mask because I'm failing now in this reality. So I don't know how to take it. I'm not sure if I'm clear what I'm saying, but yeah. So, well, that's my piece for this year, maintenant. And we don't know exactly how the future will be, of course, but I think I'm so glad to be rebooting with you again. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for
Thank you,
joining
Mado.
us, Mado.
Thank you again.
In Mexico City, so we're all over the Americas.
Absolutely, yes. From the
wonderful
south.
We've got Canada, we've got, of course, the USA, America,
Brazil.
and we have Mexico now, and also South America with you and Cello. So,
Yes.
okay, so thank you so much.
Thank you.
We're gonna bring up our next performer now, which is Holly Day.
Yeah.
Come on up, Holly. You're
from
in
the warm Mexico to
Burr, Minnesota.
Yay.
Yeah, it's still 30.
All right, it's still 30.
So
here you go.
Yeah, so this is pretty strange because 33 years ago I was watching Kat doing readings all over the place in California, and never would have thought that 33 years later I'd be shouting at her on my computer. So this is pretty cool. Okay, so this is called Burrowing Deep. The days are getting away from me again. If I could, I would dig my fingers into Monday, hold it tight with the ends of my fingers, dig my nails in, drag my heels into the ground, and refuse to be pulled into Tuesday. But time doesn't work that way. It's not some tangible thing that you can smack back into place like you would a man or a cat. There are a few things that plod along as stubbornly, as doggedly as time. If I could only learn to talk to bees or mayflies, find out how they cram an entire life into a few short weeks or a few scant days, perhaps I could learn how to make these few years I have left feel as though they have been lived. And this is pretty self-explanatory poem. I'm always trying to find some ways to make my days last a little longer, and I always fail.
Thank you.
Holly Day, 33 years ago, you were in the audience with Kat everywhere, right?
That's right.
All right.
Laguna Beach, Long Beach, LA, all over the place.
That's right. Well, thank you so much for being here.
She was a mover and shaker then, and she's a mover and shaker now.
And so are you. And you. All right. So I'm going to take you off now. And here we go. This is our Mindanao 15. It's a beautiful journal. It's got 242 artists from 33 countries, 7 continents, 6 continents. Next year we get Antarctica. We're celebrating it tonight with our 4th of 4 international virtual Dada festivals. And our next performer that we have is
Annaliese Jakimides.
Yay!
Thanks so much. You know, this is just a fabulous opportunity. And I just want to start by saying, hanging behind me is a print of Through This Thistle of Virus from Maintenant 15 on page 168. It's a print of it. It now lives with somebody else. It's made with handmade papers, paint, ink, photographs, and feathers. And I often work with found materials in botanicals, seeds, ashes, and the feathers are almost exclusively those of pigeons and seagulls, the scrappy birds who know how to argue and disagree, but still take care of each other. We should be so together ourselves. The number 50, I'm going to read a poem now, and the number 15 in the poem refers to the 15th Amendment, where it says, everybody must remember, that the right to vote cannot be denied or abridged by the United States or any state on account of race or color. The last state to ratify that was Tennessee. That may not surprise you, but you may be surprised to know that California didn't ratify 15 until 1962. So the poem I'm reading is called Vigilance. Insist on ferocious, inarticulate joy. You must. Dark could come again, early, still, even, if not vigilant, aware of the flashing lights and those sitting on the curb. All these years out, and yet not just. Much to do. Things can be broken or slashed, zippered in beautiful flying tents. So many messages threatening to keep us small. Don't be fooled or lulled. The long quiet of sleep, maybe rest, climbing on your tongue. Tennessee didn't ratify 15 till 1997. And who else and where? We all know why. Still at it, other ways. Remember vigilance? Days and weeks and months, years, decades, centuries. Bird unnoticed stands in the middle of the road, wings down, beating against brick and stone, ricocheting complacency. Now is the time to take up the needle, thread the reds and yellows, gold, black, brilliant ochres, and stitch together our ragged laughter, anxious bellies, the scars. No need to wield priapic clubs. Be fearlessly iridescent. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, Annaliese.
Jakimides, thank you so
That was
much.
fantastic. Thank you so much.
Where are you, in Maine?
I am. Bangor.
Where in Maine?
Bangor, halfway up the
Bangor,
state,
sure.
in a
We
have
small
a-
little city.
We actually have another reader who's from Bangor.
I know, Lisa.
Lisa, yeah, okay. She'll be the final reader in the
Right.
second half. So
Fabulous.
we'll give your love to her. She's
Please do.
not
Please do.
on in the green room now.
Thanks so
Right.
much.
Thank you. We're going to
Thank
take you
you.
off the
All right.
we're
Stream
going
now?
to take you off now. Thank
Okay.
you.
So we had some photos that we wanted to share, some images, right? From
Were they from Mado? Why didn't we
we'll
show
find out.
them?
We'll find out later.
Oh,
Okay, we'll
okay.
just move on. All right, so let's go to our next reader. That is R.S. Mengert.
In Tempe, Arizona.
Hello.
Hello, thank
Good
you.
to see you. Glad you're with us.
Good to be
All
here.
right. Take it away.
Okay, thank you. My poem is Empathy at the End of Civilization. Helping you is beyond my pay grade. I am sorry, but this is how you wanted things. So take your deck of cards with the naked ladies on the back holding Gideon Bibles. Take the baseball bat you used to reserve tables at the coffee shop where no one drinks, and shove them where the light dissolves to void. And I, meanwhile, will shove my notebooks full of dust, my piss-stained toothbrush, and the bowling ball I tried to swallow with a shot of scotch. And you can keep your broken watch, and I can keep my tube of melted lipstick soaked in gin. And we shall part, not enemies, not friends, but something odious as both. And we will owe each other nothing but unearned contempt, distorted memories, and time. Thank you.
All right. Thank
Horace
you.
Mengert in Arizona.
Thank you
Thank
so
you for
much for
joining
being a
us.
part of this book. And
Thank you.
appreciate you being here. And and continue to create.
See if Sara can.
All right.
get on.
So,
Okay. You want to talk more about the book?
yeah,
You
now,
want to read something?
and now I'll be reading something a little bit later. Next up, we have Sara, Sara Cahill Marron. So, Sara, are you here?
Can you add her and see what happens when she comes up to the?
Sara, we're waiting for Sara. Calling Sara. There she is.
I think she's going to
Yay.
show up.
All right.
It's going to
This
be
is
unbelievable. Look at this.
The magic of the
From
internet.
darkness to
light. So nice to see you. Okay, so
can we hear you?
Hi.
Hey, all right,
Great.
good.
All right. take it
I don't know.
away.
Can you?
Yes. Where are you coming from?
All right.
He-
Streaming from Long Island, from the land of Whitman and Paumanok and all that. This poem was written in Washington D.C. at a time of extreme Dada unrest. In response to Duchamp's retrospective, I was there during all the craziness, though. So this poem is called "The Prison of Tradition," after Duchamp's retrospective at the National Gallery. Defaced urinal, nearly your whole life miniaturized, packed up genius, pieces of Paris, lives wished new, fake facsimiles, smiling facts, pale for new eros, lovers' mobiles hung as art, museums full of canvas you hated finishing, defaced the toilet instead, singing love stories while strangers tap toes, spinning melodies into hit songs while wasted darling bright bombs burst over Washington, D.C., the state succeeding communist full of American copies, manifesto full of a world, crippled glasses, paint brushes with discarded clothing, stuffed into the box in a valise I saved for you, for fear of this thing that we might do. And that's the poem.
All right.
all right.
Thank
you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks for hosting a reading. It's good to
Short and sweet.
to
We're
see you
going
guys.
Bing, bang, boom.
Yeah,
it's like
that's
a.
right.
It's like a
I could give a narrative on it, but I
Yeah,
a
right.
knockout every reading. Boom, we're
Thank
off.
you, and thank you to Duchamp for inspiring you too.
So we're
all right.
we're gonna take you off the live stream, and you can watch on Facebook or
right.
YouTube. And everybody watching out there on Facebook and YouTube, hello.
Hello. Okay, so now we're gonna welcome to our live stream Leslie
Prosterman.
Leslie, hello.
Hey,
It's so nice to
hey.
see you. Where are you coming from?
Right now, East 9th Street in the Village, New York.
All right, cool.
They had West 9th Street was the fake rear window was on West 9th Street. There is no West 9th Street. We're on Bleecker Street, so we're not that far from
There you go. That's why the feed's so good. Here,
I'll look for you on the street. So listen, I was very impressed by your intro. I didn't realize, and I just want to say I'm really grateful to the plagiarists for sampling selected germs to bring us the new and improved SARS, and especially for bringing us the opaque new possibles. I'm going to read two poems by previous arrangement with Peter. The first one, which is in Maintenant, is called Cartography Without Maps. The binary. The story is the victor and the vanquishing, the loser and the vanquished. There's no one else in the story. Up or down, in or out, win or lose. Win or lose. With us or against us. These are the rules. Later, wider. Doorsteps, those in between, at a tangent or a sometimes or a parallel. Periodicity, some in a circle or a tree. Someone feathered, somebody about, iridescent, and then again, and perhaps reverse, or wood split, or spilt. Liberatory, long through to away, ring anew in sneezing, Loosen for sound, pause and run. Blow, zinnia, wreck, rag, flows, porosity, oya, wider. Float, fox, hamada, diasporic. Love up on possible. And then the second one is called The New Decade, from After the Clouds, the Sun. Before it was too late, she stored her flesh within the nebula, carmine rinsed to remind her of the inside hours of the corpse. She requisitioned steel talons, kept the shine because it tickled her, then rethought the project and retrieved her sweet heart, hologrammed, multiply ready for the long night's work ahead. Thanks.
Leslie
yeah.
Prosterman. Thank you so
Thank
much from East
you.
9th Street.
Yes, and we really appreciate you being here. We got a Facebook comment. Leslie Prosterman is awesome.
How about that?
All right, so
We're going to have to
thank
get
you
you
so
off
much.
the screen because your head is filling up. Pretty soon it'll fill the whole entire computer will explode.
It's
All right.
already really floating because I'm really happy to be in Maintenant.
Great.
Well, we're very happy
Thank
to have you there, and to
right.
speak of which, Maintenant, you know, everybody we put in here it belongs. It's about belonging. It's about art belonging in the world, writing, poetry, words belonging in the world, and they belong inside this book forever. And you can hold it in your hand, and you just hold on to it and hold on to that sense of belonging. Every spread belongs. The two pieces on every spread are merged for the idea of belonging. And then every spread you turn, every page you turn to a new spread has that same feeling. So we're very proud of putting together our labor of love, Maintenant, every year. And we'll talk about 16 at the end of this broadcast and let you know what we're going to be doing with that. But right now, please welcome from, I think he's in Texas, W.K. Stratton. We'll talk to him. Are you in Texas, Kip?
You're on mute.
Yes.
You're on mute. There you are.
I am in Texas. I'm actually on the outskirts of Austin, and
Wow.
And our former governor once described Austin as being a blueberry floating in a bowl of tomato soup, and trying to describe politics. So yeah, I'm in Texas, but I'm in a particularly interesting part of Texas here.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Take it away.
You're an interesting part of the book. So that's you're an interesting man. So we love having your work.
Well, thank you. It's a great honor to be in Maintenant. It's wonderful work, and I'm really pleased to be there.
All right.
One of the things that I had happen during the pandemic is I had a parent die 500 miles away, and I had to I was the executor of the estate and had to do things a lot on interstate highways. And it was doing that during a pandemic was a very Dada-esque experience. And so I did the only response to that I could think of was to write a very long poem. And it ended up being 100 pages that I call working title of Kaddish in Red Dirt. And so I'm going to share one of the stanzas from that long poem tonight. Fred dealt ditchweed and became libertarian. He wanted no safety net except himself. I understand. My mother mouthed such notions as self-dependence. She grew cabbage, squash, okra, corn. She painted oils. My parents believed failure tattooed itself on my brow. But I learned to break horses and grew into a warrior. On the broiling llano esquetado, I forsook my white eyes. Her son's survival astonished Mom. I saved my parents from bankruptcy and grew as unpliable as buffalo horn. Northern howls. I miss Fred. Cedar elms are leafless. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Kip.
you.
Wonderful. Thank you for reading with us today, and it's just great to see you. You know,
Yeah.
what a time! What a time we're going through, huh?
Yeah, it's been crazy. I don't really look forward to doing much more of this, but it's been interesting.
I mean,
Yeah,
who could?
right.
Who could? I mean, maybe
Yeah.
the people who invented Zoom and Purell Company is
They
probably
wanna
very
keep
happy,
going.
and
Of
the
course.
Zoom people are raking in the cash. You know, they're like, yeah, let's go to the casino. You know,
Right.
let's get
And
out.
I didn't time my investment in Zoom to make any money either.
Well,
Yeah,
we're here. Our
Yeah.
investments are this sort of thing. That's why we're on the outskirts there of what's
Yeah.
supposed to be.
And we're sorry for your loss during this hard
Oh.
time. I mean, what a terrible time happened. All
Well,
right.
thank you.
Well,
It was a normal progression of things. So
yeah. Well,
so
that's, I
yeah,
guess.
it just happens.
All right.
All right,
All
take
right,
care.
thank
Good
you.
seeing you.
All right.
Good seeing you all. Have a good night.
Okay.
You read, right, Kat? I think Kat is going to read something, and this is Maintenant. What happened? Yeah, what happened? Maintenant 15, and we have done 14 others.
Right.
Number 1 was done by Arthur Gervon in 1913. He used to staple a few pages together and fill up a wheelbarrow and walk through like racetracks in France and sell them for anything he could get with his art critique and critique of his time. So he's our muse and he's our inspiration, and we carry on the tradition of Maintenant, which is now.
Now.
Kat's going to
And
read.
now I'm going to read a piece by a great and crazy, my idea of the modern day Arthur Gervon, who's no longer with us, is Scott Wamberg. This is called Toxic Love Redo. He was a LA-based incredible person and poet. Stupid news, ingenues with fake cool want me to take them out dancing on Friday night, but the wounds keep showing up with letters of recommendation from all the finest universities of sway. Put the world in a jar. Leave it in the back of an icebox for 2 hours. All will roll holy. Surely they don't tell lies when the lights go down. Toxic Love Redo arrives. The director's version. Tone poems strip search us in the lobby. Spike our popcorn with miniature jazz trios. Everybody is a great actor. Every feeling is a great song. You bet. Envious shrapnel specifically targets where I will land. The sweeping new order, honey. We need to check up on the kids. If they don't kid us this time, we feel our rivers finally became one dubious ocean of wonder. I grab the jar that the world is in from the back of the icebox. We go running across anything that will sustain our feet. Everybody is a great new way. Every feeling is a birth. Darkness called on account of rain. Tone poems drag us home on their backs. Dubious oceans of see you soon fill bathtubs of hope stranded along the highway. Some sweeping new sense of order, honey, crawls through the duct, begins to wave its magic wand. The heart keeps showing up, looking for work, even if everyone got hired days back. The heart keeps showing off, a child at heart. So much history in its skin, it simply burns. All right, that was Scott Wamberg.
Way to go, Kat.
And
Kat Jordan
yeah,
from
Three Rivers Press.
we are
The
the
Plagiarist.
plagiarists. We took everything from the last plague 100 years ago and we brought it here. We stole it and we brought it back to today, and we have repurposed everything into art.
Right.
So all the germs,
All the
just
germs
as,
are
just
all
as William S.
transformed
Burroughs
here.
predicted, All the viruses are now words and
Right.
art.
There you go. So we're getting ready for our second half of our show to start, and before we do, we're going to show you a video by a couple of people who are not here tonight. Haida
Hatchery
and
Jane LaCroix, Haida and Jane created this, and we're using it for a transition.
Right, here you go.
Piece.
Morgens um 4 hat Mama aus Ufwelt Schluckbetwenden Stallgemacht.
In the morning, at 4, our mom woke us up. Quickly, jump into your stable clothing. There are too many rats. Dad filled the manure canal with water. Rats can swim, but not for very long. Soaking wet rats peeked out of it. Soaking wet rats climbed out of it. Soaking wet rats cleaned their little faces. Dad handed us shovels and said, "You only have to strike when the rat is coming out." Mom ran to the first and hit it with strength. Dad hit the hay fork right into its spine. Soaking wet rats ran around. Soaking wet rats were full of fear. One soaking wet rat, she was dead. I thought to myself, I will not do this. Then one ran towards me, and I smashed it hard. There was no space left on the hay fork. All skewered rats screamed and fidgeted. Soaking wet rats were screaming. Soaking wet rats were fidgeting. Soaking wet rats were full of fear. Suddenly, a rat jumped on my hand. I peed in my pants and screamed out loud. Soaking wet rats made me fear them. Soaking wet rats were everywhere. Soaking wet rats made me alert. Soaking wet rats woke me up. All laughed at me because it was just cow shit sticking to my shovel and falling onto my hand. I thought to myself, I'll never do this again. I'll never do this again. And I understood that nobody can force me. Soaking wet rats were all dead. Soaking wet rats made me aware. Soaking wet rats made me aware who I am and that I can decide and that I can decide.
Soaking wet rats. Ooh.
Maintenant 15, that was Haida Hatchery and Jane LaCroix, who are both in the book. They're not on the bill with us tonight, but they certainly were there
Yeah.
on film. So,
Just to introduce ourselves one more time, that's Peter Karloftis. I am
Cat George.
Thank you.
We are the
The
Plagueurists. And we're heading into
heading-
part 2. I look like Curtis Sliwa here. I got like a, I'm going to run
more
for
like
mayor.
Little Red
Paint
Riding
me
Hood.
red there, and
All right.
I'll look like the ex-mayor hopeful of New York.
So we're so happy that you're here, and we're going to get our second half started right away.
What a treat we're in for. Please welcome to the live stream for part 2, Andrei Codrescu.
Hey,
Hey.
all right.
Hey,
You
Andrei.
can hear? Yes,
pretty
it's
well.
part Maintenant part 2 in Brooklyn, in Sibiu, in Antarctica. Okay, I'm going to read the post-pandemic manifesto, which is a bit in the avant-garde because the pandemic is still going on, but this is going to be the post-pandemic anthem once it happens. Craziness rules, but poetry is currency. Poets oppressed by Siberia rise. You are free labor for the maw of capital and the egos of hustlers. Starting now, every word is worth $3,745. The barely imaginative of now are NFTing the OED. The barely imaginative of the past already .com'd the OED, the Webster and all the dictionaries. Much water flowed under the Rouge River since Marion Moore named a car in Detroit. Many waves of the Seine passed over the suicides of Paul Celan and Gerasim Luka. Careless over Hart Crane past the currents under the Brooklyn Bridge. There is no longer any real estate left, either in Siberia or in Hades. Only the inarticulate sounds you utter in your sleep between screams and nightmares, and the combos of letters are truly yours, because you don't remember them. And only what isn't remembered can't be bought. Forget everything, write nothing down. Let poesy flow through you like the sun, the East River. All words must commit suicide before they can be sucked by the merchants of the internet who feed on our slave wages. Poets of the world, you must shatter the screens for fair wages. This is a signer must pay $749,000. You hear that? Maintenant, I will throw in the title and my name for Lanyap.
Yeah.
All right, Andrei.
Okay.
Wow.
Nice job.
Thanks for throwing in the title. Very nice.
Maintenant part 2.
All right. So
And now we're bringing on Linea Villanova.
Yeah, welcome. Another Maintenant contributor.
Hello.
Linea Villanova. All right.
Take it away.
Take it away. This is in the meant to know. This is Dogma. The black box illuminated years ago, supplanted by distressing exactitudes, factious fractals, failed taught holograms, splice and shatter. The part bears false similitude to the whole. Linear evolution split and stream and stop, the formally divergent converges. Drilling down bypasses the anticipated final cavern, terminating at an undiscovered stratum or oddly returning to the surface. The arrogance of elucidated evolution dead ends more than flows forward. Minds, former mere commanders of dumb parts, sputtered and spoiled, now viewed renewing masters of nearly imperceptible substrate. I've got the band leader over here. Of nearly imperceptible substrate. Monitor and manipulate, protect and balance, rhythm and flow, thought and feeling, in short, regrow. Revolutionary unfoldings. Flights of science rattle the concrete. Flights from science comfort those awed by ancestry. That's it.
Yay, maintenant.
Uh-oh. Did I do something?
Did you lose that?
I think I lost them.
No, you didn't.
Nope. I think I screwed things up.
What did you touch?
I don't know. Hello. Hello. Uh-oh. Well, I don't know if I'm on or off. It says live 4.08. So I'll read another poem. I wasn't going to. This is called I Want to Check You for Ticks. If I'm on. I have no idea. It's like dead air. Green grass arachnogolem gloms on germ-like to pant leg. Migrates gratefully. Tunnels 2. A split at the integumento elasto line. The bra straps stoop. Gorges and gorges. Grows. Organic spit transmits spirochete chyme. The dawn of the downfall. Hello. Hello. I don't know what to do.
Get out of there.
Okay. Okay. I don't know what happened.
Some glitch. It's a computer glitch.
Did we do it wrong?
No. Something happened. No, it was the same with me. I didn't see anybody. You're in the show, but the show is not with us anymore.
Okay.
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 Hi, are you still
What
there?
happened? It
We're
was like
still
a global
streaming.
internet
That
went
was
out.
a global glitch. It was everything went out. So wow. Okay, Linnea was reading, but she's no longer there because
We gotta get Linnea
Linnea's
back.
But wow, I'm so glad you guys stuck around. Thank you. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna move forward with our show if we can.
If Linnea comes back on,
Whoa. All right. Twitter was even out. Wow. Okay. So briefly. So we're gonna start up again with Debra. And are you ready, Debra?
is Debra there?
Yes.
I
Yeah,
mean,
I'm here.
Debra, you're back. You
Debra.
logged on. Thank you.
All right.
So we
Okay.
have your we're gonna show your thing. So say what you want to say, and then we'll put the image up as we spoke.
I'm
So
flipping
take
it
it
over.
away.
Okay. All right. Okay. When George Bush Jr. got us into the war in Iraq, Resident Evil was playing in the theaters, and ads for the movie were in the subway stations. As a form of intervention, I printed large red P's on labels and stuck them on the ads, changing the word resident to president. When Trump took office, I decided to make the sequel a sort of reboot in the form of a series of modified Resident Evil ads found on the internet.
There have since been a number of sequels to the initial film. The images of women with pea shooters in turn inspired me to write the poem, which in turn becomes another form of reboot. Pea shooters. Let's replace all guns with the letter P. Make puns. Peas fit nicely in a poem, even sans trigger. Whoops, sorry. Should I start over? Okay, pea shooters. Let's replace all guns with the letter P. Make puns. Peas fit nicely in a poem, even sans trigger. Instead of bullets, shoot P words like proletariat, panther, pussy and people power, Pawnee, Pascoa, and Potawatomi. Let fly merry pranksters, petunias and parody. Fire parsnip projectiles at papier-mâché presidents. That's it.
Thank you,
The end.
Debra.
The end.
And special thanks to Linea too, who isn't here because
Linea's, I'm trying to get her to log back on.
She was a champ. She didn't get knocked off. She read her piece. She was there. Andrei came back. They were filling in. It was beautiful. And so our global outage only happened with our internet service provider. So lucky us. Who's next, Peter?
We have Tchello Debra from Brazil.
Tchello!
Brazil.
Yay!
Hi, Cat and Pete.
So nice to see you.
Look this. I just have my maintenance 14 because I am every year the last to receive because Brazil is so far away.
Yeah.
We'll hold this one up for you.
Okay. Well,
okay. Thank you.
I will present to you my actual project called Vocalism. Is a work about sound poetry, and I will mixing my voice, the informations in my passport, all this translated in a computer cryptography, and finally translated to ancient language Tupi-Guarani, the Indians from South America. And this piece called Vocalize is something like this to our humanity Dada reboot. Da 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 da. Holy shenda cheira tutem colimasti bring geliro narumporo renenchembi voclanzinhe gazentundin ge seu ti chuba se tulca fu nhangra pi lenlum fadim coblengro chagaterle zingalumen cotimbra frechisa chongla vralinzimbo gafranterno chungulum galfracrimbe chimbetanga lesongriche vitribriligre dalinzenha gotanconhe rambeselim me convegra bunga xingue pongue crongla da 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 da.
Thank you, Tchello.
Wonderful, Tchello. Wonderful. Hey, sit in the green room for a while. We'll bring you back up a little later, okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Tchello. He's down in Brazil.
In Natal?
No, he's not in Natal.
Okay. All right. Well, that was fun, and
Tchello's
I'm so
in
glad
Rio,
to be back.
I
I can't tell you. So
Rio by the sea.
We're going to continue our show, and we're going to bring up Liz Axelrod.
Liz Axelrod, who I think is in Albuquerque. No.
That's right. Yep.
Dad. What a
All
memory.
right, yeah.
And I've got my maintenant,
Yay.
and I'm going to read a poem. Also, I do want to say my mom is watching, so I just want to say hi, Mom. Haven't seen you since the pandemic started, and I hope to see you soon. So here's my poem. Actually, I'm going to try to read two, if that's okay. Belle was all about the quotes. She read Nietzsche. He who fights with monsters might take care lest he becomes a monster. She read Kant. Look closely, the beautiful may be small, and wondered how best to categorize the rages of the beast. For the talking cup and teapot, she read Descartes. I suppose, therefore, that all things I see must be illusions. Proust told her our worst fears, like our greatest hopes, are not outside the powers, and we can come in the end to triumph. As she lay next to the beast, Anais Nin gave her freedom to see past his fur and fangs. We don't see things as they are, we see them as we are. Then, when the day came, she found the withered rose and embraced this Shakespeare quote: "Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind." As the rose gained its strength, the beast smelled just as sweet. Belle loved her beast well. They embraced in tales of innocence, of rage, to howl, to quietly study. To create positive change, they began to work together on a manifesto. As the little prince said, "It is the time you have wasted for your rose that makes the rose so important." And now I'm just going to read one more that kind of fits in with this theme. The reboot. This is called "It Was the Year We Discovered." It was the year we discovered our faces were never enough. We put on square tortoiseshell glasses and tried to read the paper. Fools left their twinkle bells and pom-poms on the page, and we laughed so hard we spit pizza sauce from our red noses. Our parents screamed for us to come home, and our friends gave us half a love seat and some washcloths. The windows were painted shut. Our hammers and screwdrivers just wouldn't budge anything open. We slept while the slits of sun warmed our rompers and swore off makeup and anything with SPF. With vitamin D deficiency and the bends, we woke early, went to work, and came home to a dinner of Gatorade and kale. We saved money for plastic surgery and wished for our princes on Netflix. Time stopped as we waited forever for our downloads.
All right, Liz.
Axelrod, thank you so much for joining us on our second annual International Virtual Dada Festival.
Right. Stick around. We'll bring everybody back for our ending. And what do you think, Pete? I mean, we had one technical glitch, but I think things are going pretty good.
We were glitched off. I'm still glitched off.
All right.
Anyhow, we have our Maintenant 15, and it is available from the little ticker or whatever you want. The big one, there it is. Easy. Tell them about it.
bit.ly/Dada now. That'll get you actually to where you can see all of the available maintenance.
But this one is certainly available.
This one is certainly available. It is a limited run, so maybe you should get in there.
And a labor of love.
And a labor of love. So all that kind of stuff that our next reader knows a lot about. Here, please welcome Kofi.
Forson. All right, Kofi. Yeah.
I have my Maintenant right here. I published a piece of art in Maintenant. I'm very happy about that. And I'm going to read you a poem called "At Loft Party in Soho, I Stare at David Hockney Painting." Russian bathhouse, sophisticated women bathe men, egg yolk and water. Black Elvis holds court at a country club playing guitar, country blues. Where would he call home, Washington Square or streets of Nashville? At night he dreams of Las Vegas, classical Mona Lisa and her muse, Mateo, dance to Joy Division. Sweat seeps into her skin as she forms a pirouette. Wonder why there's no money in art. Would he be curator at a gallery Round up no-name graffiti artists, put them up in Chelsea's Brian Leo projects. Blood he had shed, was it for fame? Uploading street fights on social media, as if he were a soldier who went to war, spraying machine guns, tagging names. Brooklyn-born black painters who vacation Germany paint still life in the Bronx. Open a bottle of champagne, celebrate celebrity skin, call yourself art stars. Began with a palette knife. In the afterlife, where do you find your significant other? Match@match.com. What would be your opening line? Shakespeare sonnet? Or let words flow like MC Snoop Dogg, imitate style and vice of Vigo Schnabel. Cougars waltz in, German kokoschkas dressed in bathing suits, sipping Manhattans. Black Jew in a Wes Anderson film, if not African American punk in a Jim Jarmusch. Speak mother tongue, Mandarin. Read David Foster Wallace in Hong Kong Hotel. Gather thoughts as Buddhist. Crown yourself Catholic. Leave behind the cross. Thank you, Kat and Peter.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kofi.
Thank you, Kofi.
Thanks for joining us. It's wonderful
Thank you so much.
to see you.
Wonderful.
Same
here.
Next year live. Okay.
We'll get
All right.
together next year.
So stick around. We'll come back for a little Dada chant at the end. And we are now down to our final two performers who are both from up north. And one is, our next reader is from over the border.
In Canada.
In Canada. Please
And here
welcome.
he is.
Hey. Hello, Peter. Hello, Kat. It's great to be here from the Thousand Islands in Canada, which is about 9 kilometers north of the border, which means it's about 3 feet away. And if I look very, very carefully, I think I can see the Empire State Building from here. Yesterday, I bit the nose off my face. Yesterday, I bit the nose off my face. Yesterday, I bit the nose off my face. Tomorrow, I won't. Yesterday, I ate a bag of potato chips. Bag ate a bag. Bag ate a bag. Tomorrow, I won't. Tomorrow, I won't. Yesterday, I detonated a nuclear bomb. Yesterday, I detonated a nuclear bomb. Yesterday, I detonated. Yesterday, tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday, I sang songs about yesterday. Yesterday, I sang songs about yesterday. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow we won't. Tomorrow we won't. Yesterday I washed and waxed fruit, waxed it. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday I washed Einstein's brain, washed, row, mo, two, row more, row two more, row more, two, row more, two, row I, row more, two more I. Yesterday I saw windmills on the level. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday I fell asleep while flying a large airplane. Flying a large airplane, large, flying a large airplane, flying. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday I forgot to smash my guitar on stage. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday I ran around in circles. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday I dreamed dreamt about pissing in a urinal. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday I hunted unicorns. Hunted unicorns. Hunted unicorns. Unicorns hunted. Unicorns hunted. Unicorns hunted. Hunted. Unicorn. Hunted. In utopia. Tomorrow I won't. Tomorrow I won't. Yesterday I ate a bag of potato chips. Tomorrow I won't.
Wow! Woo! Wes Ricker.
Well, we're glad you did it today.
Yeah.
'Cause, you wouldn't do this tomorrow, I know. But thank you for doing it today. Thanks for performing with us. Wonderful.
It's a blast.
Wonderful performance. Thank you.
Okay, stick around.
Hang in there. We'll bring you back
We'll
up
bring
in
you
a
back
few,
up.
okay?
Okay. All right. So how about this show? Wow. This has been some beautiful show.
We got thrown off the internet.
Yeah, today.
Yeah,
It was
just
so
now.
exciting.
Today. Tomorrow
So-
we won't.
So let's get our final performer in. It is Lisa
Panepinto.
Hi.
Your friend Andrei says hello from Bangor.
I love her. It's great.
Yeah, she loves you too. So
all right.
When what's not to love?
There you go.
That's what I say.
Cathartic program. Thank you so much for including me.
You're welcome. We love you. We love your work. So we're going to turn it over.
Love you too. The first poem I'll read is from the new journal. I keep drumming to Aretha slow, and I wanted to show you I was drumming to this LP. It's early Aretha. I keep drumming to Aretha slow and mourning for the Black worshipers murdered in a South Carolina church during Bible study by a young white supremacist trained to kill himself in Christ. The city shoots down poor people of color daily by housing them next to oil refineries, erupting poison gas, burning residents' lungs each night. Rabbits and starlings along the river, please wash away coal plants exploding that pollute sweet water. Please mend the hearts of traitors who kill their own savior. I keep drumming to Aretha slow. And one last one, short, manifesto. Please no one hurt the sound, no one walk on the ferns, no one hurt the light, no one ignore the robin's song. Let us treat all carefully as if they are broken and in need of tenderness. The holy heart in every molecule. Let all sentient beings be given kindness and respect. The deer, my babies, my mothers, forgetting the material world, being nobody and everybody.
Right. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Beautiful.
Yeah, that was wonderful.
You're absolutely right too.
Yeah.
So hang off to the
Okay.
side for a minute, and we'll bring you back up.
You're gonna say a few words about
Yeah, we have Mentadon 15, and you can get your copy. And we're going to talk real quickly about Mentadon 16. Submission call to submissions will be January 1st through March 1st, and we will be putting together a brand new journal, journal such as this 15, and will be number 16, and it will also be a theme, not Humanity the Reboot, but our theme will be net zero. They keep talking about net zero, and they're going to take the carbon out of the air that we put in, and it will be a net zero planet. And basically what I've been seeing for a while, what we've been seeing, what all of humanity has been seeing, just what Lisa was talking about. Nobody could care less as long as they get money for oil, and even if there's nobody there for the money, where are they going to put this money? But they're still going to get it, no matter what. For the sake of all of us, for the sake of the last breath of oxygen on the planet, they're still going to do this. So we say net zero. And by that, we mean they can't even remove the hot air that the pundits and the politicos are talking about. They can't replace the hot air they put into the air. They can't take that out of there, along with the people saying, how dare you? How dare you? That's more hot air into this world that is not going to go away. And neither is the carbon change or whatever changes are coming. They're going to take the last gasp. And what we're going to do is we're going to get a power grab. And we're going in there with a poetic, artistic power grab. And we're going to say net zero, because there is no zero, because we create. And we're going to get a power grab. And our pipelines are going to be full of poetry and art. So there, Earth.
All right.
So there, corporate America.
Yeah.
We are net zero.
And now let's bring back our final readers from the second half here, and we have a little echo, but it's okay. So
It doesn't matter. Everybody, just say da 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 da. Da da da
Okay, thank you all, and those of you who are in the studio right now, thank you for such a wonderful show. Thank you to everybody for such a great festival. We're gonna have a beautiful rest of the time, and we're gonna now say goodbye from New York City, Bleecker Street headquarters of Three Rooms Press. Goodbye.
Three Rooms Press.
All right.
We are the
Plagiarists.
The Plagiarists. Say goodnight.
Good night.
Thank you for